My wife went to the bank today to get some cash out. You never guess what happened. She got the cash out. Welcome back to the channel. It's Thursday, back in the garden. Lovely evening, bit windy. I've got my mic on, so hopefully I'm a bit sniffly tonight. Excuse me. But yeah, back in my garden. It's a lovely evening, sun shining. Oh, I'm jumping on the bandwagon. There's been a few videos yet again about cash in banks, people being refused buying stuff, and if I'm deadly honest, I do struggle a little bit trying to work out what the big deal is. Now trust me, I know potentially what the big deal could be, but I don't get why everyone's making a fuss, other than, yeah, it makes good content, good read, and it seems to be a narrative that seems to be bounded around a little bit. Do you like the fact that Winston Churchill is peering at us? Anyway, me jumping on the bandwagon, it's quite apt actually. My wife went to the bank today to get some cash out of an account because we got something to buy. Here it is there. Now, before you all start screaming at me and say, oh, it's only a little bit, it's actually 200 quid. She could have gone to a cash point, but on that particular account she hasn't got a cash point card, so she went to the bank, got out £200, no problem whatsoever. Not an issue. So job done. Now, yes, it's not £1,000, it's not £2,000, it's not £5,000 or £4,000. But this afternoon I was doing some stuff and I was just thinking, are we to blame here? Well, let's try and put my thoughts into it for what it's worth. For what as I always say, I don't know much, but I'm going to put my thoughts into it. Now, I don't deny people having issues, but when you think about it, I've been running my own business for 21 years now. Yep, over time I've seen a slow deterioration of cash being passed by. I've got a very few limited customers now that still prefer to pay me in cash, and I'm going to be brutally honest here, it is a real pain in the backside, because I then have to find time to go to the bank and pay it in. Now, on my business account, not only do I have to try and find a time to find a car park, go to the bank, pay it in, queue up, all the crap when we're rushing around, and then get charged for processing cash. So from a business point of view, I can see, not on all occasions, I'm not naive, and people can be shouting out and say, yeah, well, some businesses run on cash. Oh, of course they do, but that's what it is. It's always been the same. If you run a butty bar or certain places where they only deal with cash, that's always been the case. It's it's nothing new. There's no new thing going on here, and I don't know how they're going to cope if cash is totally stopped. But anyway, I digress. For me personally, I'm being very, what's the word? Not naive, very selfish in my thinking, because I'm just looking at what the way I look at it. So yeah, cash is a real pain. Yeah, it's got its uses. On the odd occasion, I may have to use cash work-wise. That's very rare now. And to be honest, if I desperately need a bit of cash, I can go to the cash point and get the money out. But other than that, from a business point of view, it's a real pain in the backside, and I get charged it. So I get it from the other another point of view. Obviously, if you want to pay someone in cash, then great. But I'm going to get back to what I'm saying. Is this our doing? Now, most of us, I would say, hardly use cash. You know, you don't get paid in cash. I use YouTube, for example. I'm not monetized, but I can only imagine. I'm sure YouTube doesn't send you gold or silver or Bitcoin or anything. They send you a bank transfer into your bank account, which you've KYC'd with a company. So you're giving all your details out to get paid in fiat via a bank transfer. That is the way of the flipping world, and you know, that's what it is. It is. That's how it is, and it's all convenient for us to receive it, and most of the time it's very convenient for us to tap and go when we go out, pay with your card for this, for that. Hardly any of us, I would say, as a rule, the majority of people in the UK don't use cash anymore. So if you're running a business, if I was a bank, take away this, not the conspiracies, but the you know, all the crazy thoughts, but they're probably not crazy. There's probably an element of truth in it all. But just look at it from a bigger picture. I think if you was running a business that dealt like this, and you thought, well, the majority of my customers don't use cash anymore, so why the hell are we handling it? Why are we having to count it? Why are we having to pay for it to be shunted backwards and forwards? There's a cost in all of this, you know, and it's a shame because people who are working in that business, they're the ones that are going to lose their jobs, which is unfortunate. But we all deal with this stuff. We all deal with this change in technology. We all find it very convenient. If someone was going to give me £1,000 and they said, I'll give you £1,000, I can't give you the cash, but give me your bank details. You're giving your bank details. You're not going to say, no, you can't have my bank details, I want cash. You ain't going to turn it down, are you? That's the way of the world. And, you know, I have to be really honest with myself, because as much as I'd like to slag off everyone in an industry that seemingly looks like they're trying to dominate and take over and control their lives, but in true reality, it's what we put up with. It's what we've slowly just transitioned to. So if you really want to get some cash, if you've got a cash point card, I'm sure if you wanted £1,000, what is it, £300 a day, you can get out. Some more, some slightly less, and you've got the money in the bank. Well, you're very lucky to have the money in the bank in the first place, like I am, and it just means going to the cash point a few times before I go out and do that transaction where I need cash. So, but I hardly ever, and I'm sure most of us hardly ever. When you go and book a holiday, you know, it's all like, you don't pay cash for it, but we all book our holidays. So all this modern stuff has got a great, fantastic use, but we find we nitpick it to suit ourselves sometimes, and I don't get it. I don't understand why. Of course, I understand the possibility of the control and all that. Yes, get back to my chessboard. You know, I can't control any of that, but we've just slowly accepted this change, and rather than gripe about it, and unless it's, you know, you can see some value in posting things like this and attract people to read your content or watch your content, that's fine. But yeah, that's my penny worth. I can't. I'd love to jump on the conspiracy thing. I'd love to jump on the obvious thing. But for me, it's just a waste of energy. I need to. For me personally, this is my opinion. Nothing more. You can switch this off and just tell me I'm a prick and tell me to sod off. But I would rather put my energy into how is there anything out there that's going to have the same sort of use case of cash in the future? Well, maybe. I don't know what's going to come along. Is there any other ways of having self-custody, you know? That's where I'd like to spend my energy, looking at the future and how I can keep on top of the ever-changing, if you want to call it, control of how we live. But yes, I definitely think, you know, if I really put my hand on my heart, we've let this happen. We are letting it happen, and it's convenient, and I think we're quite quick to condemn when it suits, but we're not very quick to accept this is what we do on a day-to-day basis. And if an industry sees that all the time and thinks, okay, this is what the peasants, I love to call us peasants, are using, and they're quite used to it now, what's the point of us having anything else, you know? So we are our own worst enemy, guys. We really are. So yeah, there you go. That's my penny's worth. What do you reckon? Am I talking like an idiot? Am I a typical old man? Is this something you really don't want to hear? Or am I throwing in a bit too much common sense? But I can't if I wanted 1,000 clicks, I would have put, oh, I went to the bank today and they'd only let me have £200, but I really wanted £400. Well, if I wanted 400 quid, I'd go to the cash point tomorrow and get a bit more. You know, it's crazy stuff in my eyes, but I do get it. I do absolutely get it. But why waste my energy on something that I can't change? And probably most of us won't be able to change. You know, the banking system, with all of its faults and whatever we think about it, it has a lot of use, and it's been very useful for a lot of people. It's let us run our businesses. It's lent us money when we haven't got it, and to do stuff and pay for stuff. So I'm not saying that the banks are the most wonderful thing in the world, because trust me, they're only looking after themselves, and they won't be looking after the likes of me and you. But this is the business financial world we live in. So yeah, that's it. Can't say any more about it. What is lovely, and I will change the subject, is I'm still waiting for my purchase. It hasn't come yet. Hopefully I'll get something in the next couple of days, because I want to do an unboxing. I haven't done one for ages. And yeah, show everyone what I've been buying. Not that it's very very exciting. Well, it is for me, and it is for my son. Thank you for everyone that's watched Whiskey Wednesday. Really enjoyed that one last night. That was really cool. Oh, lorry going by. Now it's gone, which is cool. Yeah, thank you for the lovely comments that are coming in as well. It's very supportive, and I really appreciate it, and I'm loving what I'm doing. It's really cool. So anyway, I've got to get back to trying to work out how all these mics work and headphones and software. So anyway, I thought that'd be a bit, hopefully a little bit more typical CPM view on life. Sorry, don't agree with everything. I don't want anyone to agree with me, but I just like to put my thoughts out there. Anyway, take care, look after yourselves, and yeah, think about what your future's going to be, rather than worrying about stuff that really we've got no control over, to a degree. Anyway, take care, see you soon, bye.